Hey, what's up guys? Rideshare guy here, and today I'm going to be doing a video on Lyft's cancellation policy. So, if you guys are drivers out there, you know that being canceled on is a bummer because usually you're on your way to pick up a passenger and it always seems like right when you're about to get there, you get canceled on, or right when you are, hit that you arrive, the passenger cancels. And basically what I'm going to do today is explain all the steps that you can take on your end to try and ensure that you're going to get a cancellation fee. Now the cancellation fee right now is $5 for most cities. I think in Boston and New York it might be $10, so it's a little higher. But generally you want to at least try and make something out of it. If you do get canceled on, it sucks and you won't get the ride, but at the same time, hopefully you can at least figure out a way to make sure that you get that $5 cancellation fee. So what you need to keep in mind is as soon as you accept a request, right, the timer starts. So what I mean by when the timer starts is that now within 5 minutes, that passenger can still cancel the ride for any reason and you won't get a fee. So within that first 5 minutes, there's not a lot you can do. In fact, there's nothing you can do. But what I like to do is I send a text message. As soon as I request a ride, I send a text message. I have standard copy and paste. Hey, this is Harry, your driver. I'm on my way. So now I know, all right, that's when I start, my 5 minutes have started. So I know that 5 minutes after that text message goes out, because I'll have a timestamp on my text message app, now that's when I can be paid for a cancellation. And I have had some problems getting cancellation fees credited back to me, and I screenshotted my text messages and sent that to Lyft, and they actually approved it. So that's something to keep in mind. That's a good reason to do it. So once that clock starts, you have 5 minutes and that they can cancel. So I usually actually may not even go for 30 seconds or so, because sometimes passengers will say, hey, all right, they look down at the app and they say, hey, this driver's 15 minutes away, or this driver's 8 minutes away. You don't know, maybe they were expecting you to be closer. And I find that a lot of cancellations may happen in the first 30 seconds to 1 minute. So it might make sense if you're getting a lot of cancellations right when you accept a ride, just hang out for a second, right? Don't even start going until, maybe 30 seconds or 1 minute in, because that right there is going to give you a head start on that 5 minutes. So I don't think a ton of cancellations happen in that 1 to 5 minute mark, right? Most passengers aren't aware of this policy and they don't know that you have up to 5 minutes to cancel a ride. So personally, I think it's a little bit lenient. I think after 1 or 2 minutes, if riders cancel, they should be charged, but I don't make the policies, I just follow them. So the thing you need to keep in mind though is if a passenger cancels a ride 5 or more minutes after the request has been accepted and the driver has to be on track. The other little caveat is the driver has to be on track to arrive within 5 minutes of the estimated time to arrival, right? So let's start that over. What does that mean, right? Let's say you're a driver, you get a request, okay, and it's 10 minutes away. Now, as you take off, you're starting to go. After 5 minutes have elapsed, and as long as you're still within 5 minute ETA of that pickup point, then you'll get paid if the passenger cancels. If for some reason you got lost and now you're still 10 minutes away or 11 minutes away, even though 5 minutes have elapsed, Lyft says that the passenger can, if they cancel at that point, then they won't pay a cancellation fee and you won't get a cancellation fee, which probably sort of makes sense. I mean, if you go the wrong way and you're kind of, all over the place and not doing a good job navigating, then the passenger is now, it's taking you more time to get to them. So I don't think that's the worst policy in the world. Now, the other situation where you might want to try and get a cancellation fee is if you arrive to the location and the passenger doesn't come down, they don't show up or whatever, right? So what I like to do is when I arrive, I'll usually either send I don't like to call, I like to send a text message. Hey, this is Harry, I'm your driver, I'm outside, come down whenever you're ready, right? And you don't want to pressure them, you don't want to rush them. Most Lyft passengers are pretty good too about coming down on time, and I usually don't even, if I'm having good odds with people coming down quickly, I might not even be sending text messages, but I like to send the text because that takes note of when I get there. So now, because another clock starts when you get there, right? If you've waited at least 3 minutes and they haven't come out, you can cancel as a no-show, and then you will be able to get that cancellation fee again. Now, I think 3 minutes is a little quick. I'll generally wait about 3 to 5 minutes, but it's really up to you in this situation. I like to text when I get there, and after 2 or 3 minutes, if they don't come out, I'll either send another text or call, and then after 5 minutes, if I'm feeling generous, I'll wait 5 minutes, I call and say, hey, I can't wait any longer, but feel free to request a ride when you guys are ready, and then I cancel. Now, the one thing you need to watch out for if you cancel, because you're going to be charging them $5, so keep that in mind, Obviously, if they weren't down and ready in time, I think that's perfectly reasonable. But at the same time, you also probably want to make sure that you don't get that passenger again. So if you do end up canceling, I like to maybe stay off the app, or if I'm on Lyft, I'll switch over to Uber for a few minutes. And then that way you ensure that, all right, that passenger has re-requested, they're going to get a different driver, because if they get you again, they're probably going to have, not the best feelings towards you because you just canceled on, even though it was completely their fault and, they deserve to be charged. Obviously, if you're a passenger, you don't want to be charged money. So that's everything you need to know about Lyft's cancellation policy. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below. I'm going to leave a link in the show notes or in the comments to Lyft's actual policy on their website. All right, take care, guys.